Have you ever noticed how some seniors seem to breeze through flu season while others are constantly battling one illness after another? I'm talking about those remarkable individuals in their 70s, 80s, even 90s who rarely visit the doctor, who have energy that puts people half their age to shame, and who seem to have discovered some secret formula for staying healthy. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not luck, and it's not just good genes. After years of working with patients and studying the habits of the healthiest seniors, I've identified 5 specific practices that these individuals share. And the best part? Every single one of these habits is something you can start implementing today, regardless of your current age or health status. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something. What's the one health habit you wish you had started earlier in life? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single comment, and I'd love to hear from you. Your experience might inspire someone else who's reading this. Now, let me share something that might surprise you. The seniors who never get sick aren't necessarily the ones who were the healthiest in their younger years. In fact, many of them had to overcome significant health challenges along the way. What sets them apart is their commitment to specific daily practices that strengthen their immune system, protect their body from disease, and keep them functioning at their best. These aren't complicated medical interventions or expensive treatments. They're simple, sustainable habits that anyone can adopt. So let's get into it. The first habit that stands out among seniors who rarely get sick is their unwavering commitment to consistent, daily movement. But here's what's important to understand. I'm not talking about running marathons or spending hours at the gym. The healthiest seniors move their bodies in gentle, sustainable ways throughout the entire day. They figured out that staying sedentary is one of the fastest ways to deteriorate both physically and mentally. When you sit for extended periods, your circulation slows down, your muscles weaken, your joints stiffen, and your immune system becomes less effective. The seniors who stay healthy understand this instinctively, and they've built movement into their daily routine in ways that feel natural and enjoyable. Let me paint a picture for you. These individuals might start their morning with a 15-minute walk around the neighborhood. Nothing intense, just a gentle stroll to get the blood flowing and the lungs working. They're not checking their heart rate or tracking their steps obsessively. They're simply moving. Later in the day, they might do some light stretching while watching television. Or they might garden for 30 minutes, or take the stairs instead of the elevator, or play with their grandchildren at the park. The key is that they're moving multiple times throughout the day, every single day, without exception. And here's what the research tells us about why this matters so much. Regular physical activity strengthens your immune system by promoting good circulation, which allows immune cells and antibodies to move through your body more effectively. Movement also reduces inflammation, which is at the root of most chronic diseases. It helps maintain muscle mass, which naturally declines as we age, but is crucial for maintaining independence and metabolic health. Exercise improves sleep quality, reduces stress hormones, and even enhances the production of endorphins that boost your mood and overall sense of well-being. But there's something else that makes movement so powerful for these healthy seniors. They've chosen activities they genuinely enjoy. They're not forcing themselves to do exercises they hate. If they love dancing, they dance. If they prefer swimming, they swim. If walking in nature brings them joy, that's what they do. This is crucial because when you enjoy the activity, you'll stick with it long term. And consistency is what delivers the real health benefits. I want to emphasize something important here. You don't need to transform yourself into an athlete overnight. In fact, if you're currently sedentary, starting too intensely can lead to injury and discouragement. The seniors who never get sick didn't get there by making drastic changes. They got there by making small, sustainable adjustments and building on them over time. So if you're watching this and thinking about your own movement habits, start small. Add a 10-minute walk after dinner. Do some gentle stretches when you wake up. Take the long way to the mailbox. Your future self will thank you. The second habit of seniors who stay remarkably healthy is something that might surprise you because it's not talked about nearly enough in mainstream health conversations. These individuals prioritize deep, meaningful social connections. They've cultivated relationships that provide emotional support, intellectual stimulation, and a sense of purpose. And the science behind this is absolutely fascinating. Loneliness and social isolation are as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not an exaggeration. That's what the research shows. When you're socially isolated, your stress hormones remain elevated, your inflammation levels increase, your blood pressure goes up, and your immune system weakens. On the flip side, when you have strong social bonds, your body produces more oxytocin, which is a hormone that reduces stress and promotes healing. You have lower levels of cortisol, which means less chronic inflammation. Your cardiovascular system functions better. You even recover from illness faster when you have people who care about you. The seniors who rarely get sick have figured this out, whether they're aware of the science or not. They make social connection a non-negotiable part of their daily or weekly routine. They might have a regular coffee date with friends every Tuesday morning. They might volunteer at a local organization where they interact with others who share their values. They might be part of a book club, a gardening group, a church community, or a walking club. The specific activity doesn't matter as much as the quality of the connections. And here's what I want you to understand about quality versus quantity. These healthy seniors aren't necessarily the most popular people with hundreds of acquaintances. They have a core group of people they genuinely trust and care about. People they can call when they're struggling. People who make them laugh. People who challenge them intellectually and help them grow. These relationships give them a reason to get up in the morning. They provide a sense of belonging and purpose that goes beyond just passing time. I've seen this play out countless times in my own work. I've watched patients recover from serious illnesses faster when they have strong family support. I've seen individuals maintain their cognitive function well into their 90s because they're constantly engaged in meaningful conversations. I've observed how people who feel connected to a community are more likely to take care of themselves, eat better, exercise more, and follow through with medical appointments. If you're someone who struggles with loneliness or feels like your social circle has shrunk over the years, I want you to know that it's never too late to build new connections. It takes effort, and it requires you to step outside your comfort zone, but the health benefits are absolutely worth it. Join a local group that aligns with your interests. Reach out to old friends you've lost touch with. Volunteer in your community. Attend events at your local library or community center. Even having a regular friendly interaction with a neighbor or the barista at your local coffee shop can make a difference. The third habit that sets healthy seniors apart is their relationship with food. And this is where I see a lot of confusion in the health world. These individuals don't follow extreme diets or eliminate entire food groups or obsess over every calorie. Instead, they've developed what I call nutritional wisdom. They eat primarily whole, unprocessed foods. They listen to their body's hunger and fullness cues. They enjoy their meals without guilt or anxiety. And they've learned which foods make them feel energized versus sluggish. Let me break this down because it's really important. The standard American diet is filled with processed foods that are designed to be hyper-palatable, meaning they're engineered to make you want more and more. These foods are typically high in refined sugars, unhealthy fats, and sodium, and they're low in the nutrients your body actually needs to function properly. When you eat this way consistently, you're essentially starving your cells of nutrition, even while consuming excess calories. Your immune system becomes compromised, your energy crashes, your risk for chronic disease skyrockets. The seniors who stay healthy have moved away from this pattern. They build their meals around vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. They eat real food that their grandparents would recognize. They cook most of their meals at home, where they can control the ingredients. They don't skip meals or go for long periods without eating, which keeps their blood sugar stable and their metabolism functioning properly. But here's what makes their approach sustainable. They're not perfect, and they don't try to be. They enjoy a piece of cake at a birthday party. They have ice cream on a hot summer day. They savor a glass of wine with dinner if that's something they enjoy. The difference is that these treats are occasional pleasures, not daily habits. 80 to 90% of the time, they're nourishing their bodies with high-quality food, which means the occasional indulgence doesn't derail their health. There's also something crucial about how these healthy seniors eat. They pay attention to portion sizes without being obsessive about it. They eat slowly and mindfully, actually tasting and enjoying their food, rather than rushing through meals while distracted. This practice allows their body to properly signal when they're full, which prevents overeating. They also tend to eat at regular times, which helps regulate their metabolism and digestive system. And let's talk about hydration, because this is something that gets overlooked constantly. The healthiest seniors drink plenty of water throughout the day. As we age, our sense of thirst can diminish, which means older adults are at higher risk for dehydration. But the seniors who never get sick have made hydration a habit. They keep water nearby. They drink a glass first thing in the morning. They sip throughout the day. This simple practice supports every single function in your body, from digestion to circulation to cognitive function to immune response. I want to address something that comes up frequently. Many people think eating healthy is expensive or time-consuming, and that can certainly be true if you're buying specialty products or following complicated recipes. But the seniors I'm describing keep it simple. They buy seasonal produce, which tends to be more affordable. They prepare large batches of food and use leftovers. They don't buy into expensive superfoods or supplements unless they have a specific diagnosed deficiency. They focus on the basics done consistently, and that's what works. Now let's move to the fourth habit, which is absolutely critical, but often dismissed or underestimated. The seniors who rarely get sick prioritize high-quality sleep. They understand that sleep is not a luxury or a waste of time. It's a biological necessity that allows your body to repair, restore, and strengthen itself. During deep sleep, your immune system releases proteins called cytokines that help fight infection and inflammation. Your brain clears out toxins that accumulate during the day. Your muscles recover. Your hormones rebalance. Your memories consolidate. Without adequate sleep, none of these processes can happen effectively. The healthiest seniors have established consistent sleep routines that support 7 to 8 hours of quality rest each night. They go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends. This consistency helps regulate their circadian rhythm, which is your body's internal clock that controls sleep-wake cycles, hormone release, and numerous other functions. When your circadian rhythm is in sync, you fall asleep more easily, sleep more deeply, and wake up feeling refreshed. These individuals have also created sleep environments that promote rest. Their bedrooms are cool, dark, and quiet. They invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows. They remove electronic devices, or at least avoid screens for an hour or two before bed, because the blue light emitted by phones, tablets, and televisions interferes with melatonin production, which is the hormone that signals your body it's time to sleep. But beyond the physical environment, healthy seniors have developed pre-sleep rituals that signal to their body and mind that it's time to wind down. They might read a book, take a warm bath, practice gentle stretching, listen to calming music, or do some light meditation. They avoid stimulating activities like intense exercise, heated discussions, or watching disturbing news content right before bed. They also limit caffeine intake in the afternoon and evening, and they're mindful about alcohol consumption, because while alcohol might help you fall asleep initially, it disrupts your sleep cycles and prevents you from reaching the deep, restorative stages of sleep. I know that many people struggle with sleep, especially as they get older. You might have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or you might wake up too early and can't get back to sleep. If this is you, I want you to know that there are strategies that can help. First, look at your daytime habits. Are you getting enough physical activity? Are you managing stress effectively? Are you exposing yourself to natural light during the day, which helps regulate your circadian rhythm? Second, examine your sleep environment and routine. Are you creating the conditions that support rest? Third, talk to your doctor if sleep problems persist, because sometimes underlying medical conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or hormonal imbalances can interfere with sleep, and these need to be addressed. The connection between sleep and immune function cannot be overstated. Studies show that people who sleep fewer than 7 hours per night are 3 times more likely to catch a cold when exposed to the virus compared to those who sleep 8 hours or more. Chronic sleep deprivation is also linked to increased risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, depression, and cognitive decline. The seniors who never get sick understand that protecting their sleep is protecting their health. Now let's talk about the fifth and final habit, which might be the most important of all because it ties everything else together. The seniors who remain healthy year after year have developed effective stress management practices. They've learned how to process difficult emotions, navigate challenges, maintain perspective, and cultivate a sense of peace even when life gets hard. This doesn't mean they never experience stress. They absolutely do. Life brings loss, change, uncertainty, and difficulty to everyone. But these individuals have tools and practices that prevent stress from becoming chronic and overwhelming. Chronic stress is one of the most destructive forces to your health. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, which are helpful in short bursts when you need to respond to immediate danger. But when these hormones remain elevated day after day, they wreak havoc on every system in your body. Your immune system becomes suppressed, making you more vulnerable to infections and illness. Your blood pressure increases, raising your risk for heart disease and stroke. Your blood sugar becomes dysregulated, increasing diabetes risk. Your digestive system slows down. Your sleep suffers. Your mental health deteriorates. Chronic stress literally accelerates the aging process at a cellular level. The healthiest seniors have found ways to interrupt this cycle. Many of them practice some form of mindfulness or meditation, even if they don't call it that. They might spend time in nature, which has been shown to lower cortisol levels and reduce stress. They might practice deep breathing exercises, prayer, or gratitude journaling. They engage in hobbies that bring them joy and help them enter a state of flow, where they're fully absorbed and present. They set boundaries and say no to commitments that drain them. They've learned to let go of things they cannot control. There's also something crucial about how these individuals frame challenges and setbacks. They tend to have what psychologists call a growth mindset. When something goes wrong, they look for what they can learn, rather than dwelling on what they lost. They practice self-compassion, rather than harsh self-criticism. They maintain perspective and remind themselves that difficult seasons are temporary. This doesn't mean they're in denial or that they suppress their emotions. They allow themselves to feel sadness, anger, frustration, and fear. But they don't let those emotions consume them or define their identity. I want to emphasize that developing effective stress management isn't about being positive all the time or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about building resilience, which is your capacity to adapt and bounce back from adversity. And resilience is something you can strengthen at any age through practice. When you regularly engage in activities that calm your nervous system, when you cultivate supportive relationships, when you take care of your physical health through movement and nutrition and sleep, you build a foundation of resilience that helps you weather life's storms. One more thing I've noticed about seniors who manage stress well. They maintain a sense of purpose. They have reasons to get up in the morning that go beyond themselves. Maybe they volunteer and help others. Maybe they mentor younger people. Maybe they're involved in their faith community or they're passionate about a cause. Maybe they take care of their garden or create art or spend time with grandchildren. This sense of purpose provides meaning and direction, which acts as a buffer against stress and gives them motivation to keep taking care of themselves. So let me bring this all together for you. The 5 habits of seniors who never get sick are consistent daily movement, deep social connections, nutritional wisdom, prioritizing quality sleep, and effective stress management. These aren't isolated practices. They're interconnected and they reinforce each other. When you move your body regularly, you sleep better and manage stress more effectively. When you eat well, you have more energy for movement and social activities. When you have strong relationships, you're more motivated to take care of yourself. When you manage stress well, you make better choices about food and sleep. It's all connected. And here's what I want you to hear clearly. You don't have to be perfect at all 5 of these habits right away. In fact, trying to change everything at once is usually a recipe for failure and frustration. The seniors who embody these practices didn't develop them overnight. They built them gradually over time, often through trial and error, learning what works for their unique body and lifestyle. So if you're watching this and feeling overwhelmed, I want you to pick just one habit to focus on first. Maybe you're going to commit to a 15-minute walk every morning. Maybe you're going to reach out to an old friend and schedule a regular phone call. Maybe you're going to start going to bed 30 minutes earlier. Maybe you're going to begin a simple meditation practice or cook one more home-cooked meal each week. Start small, build consistency, then add the next habit. I also want to acknowledge that implementing these habits can be more challenging for some people than others, depending on your circumstances. If you're dealing with chronic pain, mobility limitations, financial constraints, caregiving responsibilities, or other challenges, you might need to get creative about how you adapt these practices. But I promise you, there's always something you can do. Even small improvements can make a meaningful difference in your health and quality of life. Let me share one final thought that I think is really important. The seniors who never get sick share one more characteristic that underlies all 5 habits. They take responsibility for their health. They don't wait for a crisis to make changes. They don't blame their age or genetics or circumstances for everything. They recognize that while there are many factors outside their control, there are also many factors within their control. And they focus their energy on what they can influence. This doesn't mean they never need medical care or that they can prevent every illness through lifestyle alone. That's not realistic. But they approach their health as active participants rather than passive recipients. They show up to their annual checkups. They take their medications as prescribed. They ask questions and advocate for themselves. They view their doctor as a partner in their health rather than someone who will simply fix them when they break. You have more power over your health than you might realize. The choices you make today, tomorrow, and every day moving forward will shape how you feel, how you age, and how well you're able to enjoy the years ahead of you. It's never too late to start. I've seen people make remarkable transformations in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. Your body has an incredible capacity to heal and adapt when you give it what it needs, so I want to leave you with a challenge. After you finish watching this video, I want you to choose one specific action you're going to take in the next 24 hours that aligns with one of these 5 habits. Not next week, not when you have more time. Tomorrow. Write it down. Tell someone about it. Make it concrete and specific. And then do it. That one small action is the beginning of building the habits that will keep you healthy and vibrant for years to come. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from it. And don't forget to answer the question I asked at the beginning. What's the one health habit you wish you had started earlier in life? I'll be reading the comments, and I'd love to hear from you. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.